This is the point of no return. We're out of cell service down here on the John Day River for the next 3 days, 2 nights, 3 days, depending on if we get lost or not. Me and the crew are going to be river rafting the John Day River. You can see how beautiful some of it is out here, but like I said, we don't really know what to expect because none of us have ever done this before, and you're going to get to come with me. Let's go. If you're not familiar with doing river trips, it starts with leaving vehicles at the bottom of the river or your takeout zone so you have somewhere to get back to when you drive down little dirt roads like this, some 3+ hours away from your takeout zone to get back to the place that you started from. That way everybody gets their vehicles and gets to leave. And let me tell you, man, this place was remote, 0 cell service, way out there. It took 2 hours of driving down a little dirt road, but we finally made it. Oh my goodness, now look at this. 66 miles back to the campsite. 3 days. Here we go. The social media famous man on this trip is right behind me. This is Will, and he makes drinks in the snow and on TikTok and gets famous.
And they think I'm Russian.
And they think he's Russian. This is the John Day River. Here we are, day 1. Here we are, campsite, night 1. Made it like 8 to 10 miles, we think, first day. Something like 30 miles left. Here we are. And here's our camp chef. Look at all that. So delicious.
How are we dying? Yeah,
Here we are on day 2 on the John Day River here in Oregon. This was our camp last night, like a scene out of Gladiator. Like, absolutely amazing. 0 cell service. We're out here. We got about 40 miles left before we get back to camp, so we're assuming that's going to be one day today where we get a good 20-25 miles in, and the final day we'll finish the final 15-ish miles and go back home. Biggest things that I've learned so far on day 1 is doing the actual rafting. It's my first time ever doing that. Being the guy on the raft directing us down the river takes some practice, so I'm definitely not great at it yet, but I'm going to be doing our whole 20-mile section today, so we got a lot of time to practice. Second thing is that for every trip I've ever done throughout my life, basically, I've been a survival prepper. So I pack for minimum needs that we need to get through and to hinder us as little as possible to get through the environment, right? So peanut butter and jellies are as advanced as I'm getting. Well, Will last night busts out this chicken bouillon with rice-a-roni that he mixed into it, all these seasonings, a camp stove. The whole setup must have weighed 70 pounds, but he brings it all. And then he cooks for everybody. And as much as I hate carrying all the stuff, there is a lot of value to getting people around the campfire together, all tasting these delicious chicken bouillon in the middle of the wilderness. As if dinner chicken bouillon wasn't enough, Will made us bacon and eggs the next morning in this giant pot. Then I found this awesome little lizard, and we hit the river with full bellies.
See one? Yeah.
One of the reasons I'm so grateful I said yes to this trip is that I learned how to be a riverboat captain and get us down the river safely and effectively. One of the things I'm so proud of in my life is that I have a ton of little skills like this. I know how to snow ski, I know how to snowboard, I know how to do a leg triangle grappling move, I know how to fight with a bow staff, I've been skydiving, I know how to play tennis, golf. All these different things come from just saying yes to a ton of experiences. And it's not just the confidence of knowing you can do a ton of things, it also gives you the opportunity to live such a fuller life when you have so many different skills, whether it be mountain biking, skydiving, riverboat rafting, swimming, diving, backflips off bridges. Say yes and be the first person to show up, and you'll get the opportunity to build incredible skills and experience beautiful places just like this. It would not be a trip with Will if we didn't hike up the mountain halfway through.
I know, I can't believe we haven't done it yet.
This is a great hiking mountain.
This is hiking country. This is gorgeous.
We just hiked the ridge, and I want to point out something really cool to you about this is the geology, how much it changes down the river. If you look this way, it's all green hills, beautiful, relaxed, gentle. And you look this way, and it's all red rock. We're at the division point where something came up and the geology just wore different down this side of the canyon. And I think we still got probably 20 miles left down this river. So this is pretty special, man. You don't get to see this sort of stuff very often, like true wilderness, true wild land right here on the John Day. There might even be some massive sturgeon down here in this river. That's why you say yes to the invites. I did not want to come on this trip. I was feeling like I wanted to stay in Montana. But you say yes when people invite you. Otherwise, you never get to see any of this stuff. Like, oh. Jesse calls it the conveyor belt. Oh, that's nice. Here's what I can say about river rafting now that we finished our second day. One, I had never done the oaring. I've never been the lead person on the oar. It took about first day, didn't really have any idea what I was doing. Second day, I now feel like I can conquer any river in the world. Probably a little bit egotistical, a little bit further down the road than I'm ready for, but I'm ready for it. But I want to think I'm ready for it anyways. Second, this is our camp for second night. You can see a little bit of it out here. Definitely the best campsite that we've had so far. Will is cooking some huge piece of meat right over here, and I'm starting to be able to smell it for our dinner tonight. We've just been eating and eating, and that's what I think my takeaway is for day 2, is that river rafting is just usually an excuse to go out and eat so much food in the wilderness, because we have not gotten even the slightest bit hungry. Candy bars, meat, jerky, granola, trail mix. Every couple seconds somebody's shoving something towards you. Case in point, this is the kind of meals Will was coming up with for us on the campfire. So while that was simmering, we would go hike the nearest mountain at our campsite, and this was probably the best hike of the trip.
Finally, you guys got Oh, thank you again for your help.
How's that meat tasting?
Not feeling good. It's hard
Day 3 on the John Day River, and somewhere 4 or 5 hours ago, we all woke up to rain in the middle of the night. Poor Bob here had to run inside. I heard you in the middle of the night. We were all suffering, like, oh no. I had to get out, throw the rain fly on the tent. And now it seems we've got something like 30 miles left, that we only made a fraction of the progress we thought we made on this river. So we thought we were going to be out tonight, and now it's more than likely that we're going to be on this river for another day, which there's worse things in the world, but this rain might make it a sludging grind today, so we will see. Goodbye, beautiful campsite. Yeah. You were our best. It's really amazing the emotional roller coaster that you go on as the weather changes when you're out in the wilderness. Your mood can be entirely dictated by the clouds in the sky, the wind in the air, as you will see very shortly, or the rain. And you can see how fast it all changes. Started the day rainy and wet and a little bit cold. Before we knew it, it was sunny. People were catching fish. We were laughing. Like everything was great in the world. But it was not to last.
This was our campground for night 3, and as soon as I set up my tent, I knew things were gonna get hairy, because about 20 minutes later, this is what my tent looked like, and I was having a rough time. I did not want to be on this river, but right after that, it's amazing, like things get fun if you let them be fun. We're doing some Iron Chef competition here for our final night of cooking in the wind. Way down below. Look at all this stuff.
Look at this stew, man. You might need to put some.
Oh man.
Oh man. Where we had that. Look at this.
You got from that view at the campsite. What else we got?
Yeah, the
I'm
fish.
just gonna cut
Lemon.
up all these tomatoes. Oh, lemon.
Are we gonna do anything with lemon?
Maybe just slice that open and sprinkle it on the top when we're done.
I live in a matriarchal.
We're probably not ready for those quite yet.
Yeah.
The wind's died down too. So
Well, that's what
Don't
keep
speak too soon.
thinking. Yeah.
way better.
It would look good.
It would look good there, though, wouldn't it?
Okay, let's see what else it's got.
We
Oh,
got
it's the
tomatoes. We're
cabbage.
gonna
You like
throw
an
these in
Italian
for
dish?
Yeah, tomatoes would go in there too.
Cucumbers, whatever.
Let me know, Jay.
Let's look at it. What do you think? Is it getting dry?
Yeah, beautiful. We went. Oh, that looks.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I think we can throw all of it in right now. if we
good.
want.
How many people have had tofu out here on this river? Look at that! Whee!
Make it happen.
Is that a consensus?
I'm happy with that.
We'll eat it.
All right.
It's all edible.
And then where's our?
I have this here.
Oh, I think this is gonna be tasty. Oh, perfect.
Now we go. They would
That was
grow weed
bizarre
and they'd
up
have
there.
finger hash and they would put the finger hash in a bong. He fucking bong's this big. He take and just like boom passes out. I fell over. He just blanked out. I'm like,
half
what?
This is the final creation.
Sauce really drove it.
Happy people.
That was world class, man.
Hey.
Look at the juice.
He didn't just make that, you know.
Here
that
we
took a
go.
long time.
Yeah, that's really tasty. Oh my.
Next time, I'll
And that
bring an
sauce really made it.
eggplant. You'd be good in
Oh,
man, it's so good.
how you would layer it.
Morning of day 4 now, and definitely the warmest day that we've had on the river so far, I think. Look at the sunshine.
The final day on every group trip that you go on sort of plays out the same way, with this kind of somber feeling, knowing that you've all created a bond that will never be replicated with anyone else you meet in your life. There'll be other trips, other experiences, other people, but like Will likes to say, you will never step on the same river twice. Things are always changing. That's why you need to treasure these moments.
Wind is starting to pick up at our little campground here again, and I can say that maybe the lesson is on the final day, is even though I was not super happy about this campsite last night, what I can say is that sometimes you're lucky to not get your way. Final loading up.
Yep.
All heading out now. Home again, home again.
I like to take a few key lessons away from every trip that I do, and if I had to summarize my lessons for this trip, it would be, number 1, if you want to have good friends, you better be willing to be somebody that can show up and have fun when your friends send you the invite, because if you don't, eventually the invites stop coming, so show up. Lesson number 2, some of the most fun you ever have in your life will be because somebody else had a great idea, and a lot of the times you won't want to do it. It's your job to be able to say yes to your friends sometimes, and sometimes doing something that you would never normally do leads to more fun than you would ever normally have. Lesson number 3 is one I first learned in New Hampshire, talking to a couple who was hiking the Appalachian Trail. I was in a little cafe, and when they walked in, there was this undeniable presence of right here-ness that I'd never felt before. And when I looked in these people's eyes, they were clear and shining like gems against like the dark lighting of this little cafe we were in. I only talked with them for about a minute, but in that moment, I knew I wanted that. And what was that thing? Years later, I finally found out what it is. It's simply being without your phone for a couple days. Not looking at screens, sleeping 10 hours a night just because your body needs it and you don't even know. This is what I experienced when I was on the river. So get outside and spend time away from your phone. And if you can't do that right now, create the space and the success that you can, because it changes your world. And just like that, we have finished the John Day River, thanks to this man right here for getting it all together. Thank you, Will.